everyone and welcome to my channel. I hope that you are all good. So in today's video I'm showing you guys this black opal inspired design that I recently done. I'm just going to start off by putting a thin layer of CJP Black Magic. It's not too thin, I just want a nice even consistent layer of acrylic just as a base for the design. Now in all honesty, I'm not quite sure if I like how this turned out or not. It was my first time doing anything like this. I recently did the opal inspired design and then I was having a little look online at black opals and I thought, you know what, let me try and do this as a nail design. But in all honesty, I don't know. I just don't know if I like it or not. I feel as though it didn't turn out how I pictured it in my mind. And I think that's because the glitter I used and the angel paper was just too chunky for the effect that I was going for. But I don't have any finer glitters with the iridescent style that I needed for the design. Like I think these kind of designs would work better with micromiler, but the glitter I used was just a little too chunky. Yeah, so I don't know, but let me know what you guys think. I thought I would still share it with you guys anyway. So once I'd finished applying that thin layer of black acrylic, I'm just coming in with this super fine glitter. I don't have any idea where this is from. It's one I've had in my kit for ages and it's simply labelled Violet Shimmer without a brand name. So I've just applied that at the tip and the cuticle area. I've not gone over the entire nail with it because I just wanted a hint of that blue. And then over the top of that, I'm coming in with this glitter mix from Smiley's Glitter Store. This one's called Crystal. And I love the effect this glitter gives off, but this is what I thought was just a little bit too chunky. But I love the way it reflects that green and gold. That's exactly what I see when I was Googling black opals. So I'm just applying that with a small wet bead of CJP Crystal Glass, keeping all the layers nice and thin because we don't want to end up with a too bulky nail. And then once I'm happy with that, I'm going to come over the top with some green angel paper. And this reflects very similar to the glitter underneath. So it reflects that goldy orange tone. And I'm just tapping this on using my wet brush. It's going to stick down into that tacky acrylic we've already put down. And again, this is what I also thought looked too chunky in the design. I definitely think I should have cut these pieces a lot smaller. But hey ho, we learn from these things. And if I did a full set of this, that's what I would do differently. And that's why I quite like playing around on these practice tips, because at least if it doesn't come out how you pictured, you've only done it on a display tip, not a full set of nails. And then over the top of that, I'm just coming in with some mylar flakes. I'm not really putting that over the top. I'm just sort of tapping that on to any areas where there's nothing, like no glitter, where it looks a little bit plain. Keeping it all as smooth as possible and as flat as possible. We don't want any of those chunky pieces sticking up. And then over the top of that, I'm coming in with a wash of milky white acrylic. I mixed this myself using CJP Snow White and Crystal Glass. I only needed a tiny amount of Snow White because we just want it to have that milky effect basically. I used this in the previous opal iridescent style design I did. So I'm just washing that over. I'm really rubbing it into the glitter. I don't want too much of it. We just want a bit of a cloudy layer. And then I'm just rubbing it in amongst those pieces of glitter so it looks more white in some places and more glittery in some places, just to give a bit of depth to the design. Smoothing that all out so that it's nice and even and there's no lumpy bumpy pieces. And then over the top of that, I'm going to put a thin layer of CJP All Natural. And this acrylic is like a cloudy clear. It's not as milky as that white mix I was just using. So I just wanted to put this over the entire nail because that's the effect the black opals looked as though they had. But I didn't want to build my structure as such with this layer because I felt like it would look too cloudy if I built up a too thick layer with this particular colour. So I'm just putting a thin layer over the top, and then I will come in with my CJP Crystal Glass just to build a bit more of an apex That's why as well I was saying before we need to keep the layers thin because we're using lots of layers. So that's what the design looked like so far, and I'm then going to come in and encapsulate the entire nail. It doesn't need a thick encapsulation layer, but I'm just sort of popping in a little bit more thickness to the nail and building up that apex a little bit more. Again, not necessarily needed on a display tip because it's not being worn, but I just like to always do that same process, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to encapsulate. I absolutely love CJP crystal glass for encapsulating. It has such amazing clarity and it's so easy to work with. I'm also working with the one monomer as well today, which is my favourite monomer out of all of the CJP ones at the moment. I do also like their ultra adhesive as well, but I find the one sets up a little bit quicker and I quite like a faster setting monomer. So once I had finished encapsulating the entire nail, I did leave it to set, and then I did the filing off camera because these little tips are a bit annoying to file. Filing and recording in general for me is a little bit annoying, to be honest, so I'm sorry I don't leave it in too many of my videos. But I'd filed, buffed, cleaned away all of the dust, and I'm now going to come in and top coat with my CJP tack free top gloss. And then as you can see, the top coat brings that shine to life. However, we have got that clouded effect from the milky and the natural acrylic. So it gives off that whole opal vibe, which is what I was going for. But it just didn't come out as planned, or it didn't come out as I'd pictured it in my mind. But I think that's because of the glitter, like I said already. Anyway guys, I hope you're all keeping safe and well, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, then please give it a thumbs up or let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you're watching and you're not already subscribed, I would love it if you considered hitting the subscribe button. I shall hopefully see you all again very, very soon in the next one. Lots of love, take care, bye bye.